Instructions to clean your cell phone. Okay, first thing we're going to do is wash our hands. Now, my hands have already been washed, but in our system, washing hands is hugely important. I'm not going to explain how to wash your hands, but I suggest you do what works for you and what you're comfortable with, okay? So, we're going to clean our hands. And then we'll pick up the larger Davey Cloth, okay? So let's just take a quick peek at what we have. So we have a larger Davey Cloth, smaller Davey Cloth, and there's a pouch that the clean Davey Cloths are stored in. I also like to have a white washcloth here, and when I clean them, the Davey Cloths themselves, I keep it in a washcloth, but that can be seen in other videos. We have the larger Davey Cloth here, which has dark stitching around the front of the Davey Cloth, which cleans the front of the phone. And we have light stitching, which is the back of the Davey Cloth, which cleans the back of the phone. The cornered stitching has red in the top left, white in the top right, blue and yellow. Okay, so the first thing we do is we completely wet our larger cloth. Okay, so our larger cloth is used for the cleaning portion. The smaller Davey Cloth is used for the drying portion. So we fully wetted it and we gave it a good wring, not a ring. There's a little moisture left in there. If you're a technical person, it's about 0.3 ounces of water or a little over half a tablespoon or a little under 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, so if you ever wanted to measure it out and get a sense of where you are in terms of the amount of water, that's a way to do it. So now we are folding the Davey Cloth into rectangles. Dark stitching in front, white corner, red corner. So we always start in the rectangle with the red corner. We put the Davey Cloth on the phone. We make an outward motion, paying attention to the indents and any crevices, where the case meets the glass. And finally we come around to the rubber and we're done with pass one. Now I take the white rectangle side down and I do a similar kind of pass, concentrating on where the phone meets the glass and any indents, coming and getting the rubber. Okay. Now with the dark stitch remaining on top, fold inside out. We're going to make our third pass with the blue corner. Okay, so we're going our third pass. Very similar to the first and second, except that most visual contaminants are off the phone. And we're doing a really quick pass. On our third pass, we're gonna take our cloth and we're gonna clean any indents on the phone. This is with the blue corner. Same thing. On the yellow rectangle, we're going to do one outward motion. If I want to come again and pay attention to that level of detail you want to give the phone is up to you. I suggest you do the system and conform it to what kind of works for you. Now it's time to do the back of the phone. We take our Davey Cloth. We fold it to where the light stitching. Okay, so we have the light stitching on the Davey Cloth. Okay, you can see the light stitching. And we're going to fold it so that we have the white and red corners. We put the red on the back of the phone, outward motion, paying attention to the crevices where the phone is. We get the side complete with our first pass on the back. We take the white, we do an outward motion around the side of the case. We're done with our second pass on the phone. Now, with the light stitching remaining on top, fold inside out to the yellow and blue corners. Blue corner on the back, we make our outward motion. Again, with our blue corner, we're going to get our crevices on the phone. Then we have our yellow stitched corner on the back. We're going to do a pass We're then going to take the cloth with the yellow side and get our indents. And we're done cleaning the phone. Now we're ready to dry and buff our cell phone. We're using our smaller Davey Cloth, and similar to the larger Davey Cloth, we're going to fold into quarters. We start with the red quarter on our phone. We place in the center of the phone, okay, and you can see now it's a little smaller, the cloth itself for this phone, so every phone will be a little bit different, but again, the technique is the same for every one. We take our hands on the Davey Cloth, we put it in the center, and we make an outward motion. We're going to pay attention to where the screen hits the case and the indents, and come out on the rubber. We make a complete pass. We then turn over the Davey Cloth to the white side. In the center, outward motion, case meets the glass, rubber. After the second pass, the phone should be completely dry, okay? May not be completely buffed, but it should be completely dry. So now we fold the Davey Cloth so we have the yellow and blue corner. So I take the folded corner with the blue side down, and I do my outward motion. Pretty quick pass, and then I get the rubber. Now I'm going to get the indents on the blue side. Okay, and then we've made it to the yellow side. This is when we're going to buff and get our nice shine. So we're going to buff away, get our super nice shine on the phone, and now we're done with the front of the phone. We take our Davey Cloth, we fold it over to the light stitching, and we're going to dry and buff the back of the phone. Okay, so we take our red rectangle, put the Davey Cloth in the center, and make outward motions, concentrating on where the case meets the glass and going around with the case. Then we'll do the white rectangle, going around, outward motions. Okay, with the light stitching remaining on top, turn inside out. So you have the yellow and blue corners. Phone is completely dry after the second pass. We have our blue corner, and we're going to make outward motions. Okay, and then finally we have the yellow corner that we're going to use to buff, and I like to really buff my camera, so the next picture I take is nice and clear. Okay, and then we could just one last time hit the indents, and we're all set. We have a nice buffed phone, Davey Clean.